A couple things that we're going to be working on this time around. I thought I'd just touch briefly on those and take a few questions before I have to start back over. Biggest thing, obviously, I heard the auditor speaking about pensions. That continues to dominate the conversation. In 2013, we passed Senate Bill 2, which required the full funding of the actuarially required contribution to the KRS systems. That resulted in us putting in about $300 million additional dollars every year, and that number has gone up beyond 300 million since. The teacher retirement system is actually governed under a different type of contribution mechanism. There's an argument to be made that the Commonwealth never put in less than was required by law. They put in less than the teacher's retirement wanted, but because of a particular mechanism, the Commonwealth always put in their amount. But the long and short is teacher's retirement began in the first budget of the Scheer administration asking for a supplemental appropriation. That was never given until 2 budget cycles ago. We put in about an extra $1.05 billion into the teacher retirement system that cycle. This time around, we put in about an extra $950 million into the teacher's retirement system. So all in, we're putting in, give or take, $800 to $900 million additional dollars than we were 4 years ago into retirement systems, and that number only stands to go up for the foreseeable future, especially in the absence of any reform. So that's kind of some of the challenges we have. The bigger challenge is there were a few mechanisms, some pots of money through a self-insurance pool that have been sitting around for quite a while that allow us to make those types of contributions, and that money is dried up at this point. The self-insurance pool will not have the excesses that it had previously, and so consequently, we're talking about even in the general fund revenues. And so you know where the money came from, is at. In essence, we've committed every last bit of growth revenue of the Commonwealth to the pension system. The cuts that you've heard of, be it to higher ed or to K-12, that all went to the pension system. And then also we did fundamental tax reform that ate about $50 million a year of that. So to give you the idea of the magnitude of the problem, it eats every last additional dime of revenue the Commonwealth is bringing in. So we continue to work on a pension work group to try to get this under control and hopefully be able to pass a bill either now or maybe a little bit in the future later on this year to stem the tide. The other side, something that we're very committed to addressing, are some of the unintended consequences from tax reform bill. So what are those? There's a laundry list of things, but here are the biggest. The tax on charitable, or the tax on admissions to 501c3 events, the double taxation for subcontracted services. So thus far I've heard from landscapers, I've heard from janitorial services, and actually I heard from a veterinarian yesterday who said, hey, you know, when I get busy, I have to call another vet to come in. He charges me sales tax, I have to charge customer sales tax on his sales tax. So trying to address those are really the biggies inside of the system. There's a few other miscellaneouses, you know, was poultry meant to be included or excluded from taxable veterinary services, and some others that I'm sure the director can get into more astutely than I can without my list sitting in front of me. But those are really the big ones that we hear about. I think you'll see an attempt at a secondary bill to deal with some of the one-off consequences of some of the things that we did. We definitely intended to implement mandatory reporting, or mandatory and unitary reporting. It had some unintended consequences that I could see us potentially addressing. What do we do about the nature of the fact that revenue had kind of extended the sales tax exemption beyond where it was statutorily supposed to go to some of the other charitable or some of the other not-for-profits, and things of that nature. So those will be some of the big ones that we work on this time around. The other thing that I'm trying to get to is a resolution for any of you that deal with quasi-governmental agencies, mental health, rape crisis, health departments, things of that nature. They're due on July the 1st to begin paying the full freight of their pension bill, which for some of the mental health agencies, as far back as the 2014 budget, they've been getting either supplementary appropriations or been allowed to pay a reduced amount depending on whether it's a university or health department, this, that, or the other. And we've got to find a long-term fix for them, right? This band-aiding it together just doesn't work. So we're hoping to come up with that as well. So the good thing is we got a lot of good people want to find solutions to these problems. I think what you've really seen in the last couple of years, more competitive tax codes, a governor who's very aggressive in attracting new firms. You've seen a lot of move to make the Commonwealth more competitive for business. I myself run out of Northern Kentucky. We've got Amazon getting ready to come online up there. We've got several other companies that have been invested in. And so, I think we have an appropriate focus. People understand that we can't take the 65% of businesses that sit in a border county and run them into the neighboring state. We've got to do things to encourage their growth and enable it and continue to focus on the policies that do. So that's my once over the world. I'm happy to take a few questions here before I head back across. On anything we got? John, you're too informed to ask questions. You shoot holes in the